Today we're going to be playing some more Black Ops 2 Plutonium. Alright, now if I'm going to start taking this whole grind seriously, then I guess I'll actually create a class. Which unfortunately I can't really do, considering the fact that yes, I'm level 13, but I haven't really leveled up much of my weapons. I was working on the PDW a little bit. I mean, obviously I still have a ways to go. I have 74 headshots to be exact. We're just going to dive in, see if we can find some real people. I'm going to try to start working on the MTAR here, because the MTAR is one of my favorite weapons in Black Ops 2. Okay, no, I don't want to go into a gun game, obviously. What's this one right here? It's 114 ping, but it seems like there's actually some real people in here, so I'll give it a shot. Hopefully the ping will chill out a little bit. And hey, don't forget to drink some water. Alright, we actually got some real people in here. We got 2 real people on the other team, 1 real person on my team, and the rest of them are just kind of bots. It's sort of a mismatch, like 5v3 right now, so it's not exactly the most fair matchup in the world, but there we go, killing the first real player. As I have said in previous Plutonium videos, don't expect me to get on here and sweat and, you know, drop a bunch of nukes and stuff like that. I don't want to ruin the experience for other people. Again, when I say that, I'm not saying it in a demeaning way, like, oh man, I'm so much better than these people. I just mean that I don't want to sweat my nuts off and then possibly encourage other people to do the same, and then it just ends up becoming this really toxic, sweaty experience. You know, it just takes one person to kind of ruin the whole experience. So we're just gonna go in here casually running around, having a good casual fun time as if it's like 2013 all over again. It seems like they have a pretty hefty score set up here. So normally, obviously, I wasn't even looking at the guy, I was looking at the score at the bottom left, but normally, obviously, it only takes like 75 points to win a match, whereas okay, you're camping out the spawns, I see you. Normally it takes 75 points to win a match in a TDM, obviously on Black Ops 2, but on here it seems like it takes 250, so we'll be in here for a little while yet. There we go, we got the MTAR up to a level 2 and unlock the reflex sight. Take out that guy. I've always loved the ghost camo in this game, man. It is so slick. For some reason, I can't find anybody now. Just a minute ago, we were like, well, wait, there's a guy out here, okay. That was a real player, apparently. I thought they were a bot because they were just kind of standing still, but, yeah, again, it's just sort of like a weird 5v3 situation. I really wish that the server would fill out the other team with bots, so then it'd be a bit more of a fair matchup, but okay, you know, do what you can. Somehow my team is still losing despite the fact that we clearly have way more firepower on our hands, so I'm not sure what that's all about. The one thing that throws me off every time I make a new account and play Black Ops 2 on it is the fact that I don't have scavenger on any of my classes. Oh my gosh, it was a bot that stuck me with a crossbow, what? But it doesn't matter what Call of Duty we're talking about, I always rock scavenger on every single class. So starting up a new account, obviously I don't have that right off the rip, and it always just throws me off because I have to like sort of be cautious about my ammo, and when I do run out of ammo, well then I either gotta hope that A, one of the enemies is using the same weapon as me, or that B, I can just pick up like, oh, another decent weapon hopefully. This bot just going ham with the crossbow. I do not think so. See, just like that amount of ammo for the SMAW, which means I gotta pick up the XPR, which I actually don't mind. Get away. It seems like this match is all but over. We only have a few seconds left. There we go. I got one last kill. Unfortunately, it's not like it's gonna be final kill cam by any means because my team did end up losing by 50 points, which is insane. All right, now let's throw us into Nuke Town 2025, baby. It's hard for me to pick an all-time favorite Nuke Town just because A, the layout of all the Nuke Towns are technically the same, but B, you know, all of them are great in their own ways. Like, obviously, I really love the more snowy aesthetic of Black Ops 4s, and then you have that just, you know, the all-time nostalgia classic of BO1s, but if I'm gonna be honest, I think Black Ops 2 Nuke Town 2025 may just be my favorite iteration in Nuke Town. Call it nostalgia bias, because it most definitely is. Black Ops 2 is also my favorite Call of Duty of all time, so anything that this game has, I'm just sort of automatically biased to, but I don't know, man. There's just something about this Nuke Town. I absolutely love it. It took everything about the original Nuke Town, kept the same layout and all that, but just put the Black Ops 2 semi-futuristic spin on it, and it just looks so good. Not to mention just how many 1v1s I've had on this map, you know, running around with the ballistas and the DSRs at like 2:30 in the morning. The only thing I will say about Plutonium is that, unfortunately, since it kind of just goes like match to match, at least I'm not sure if that's how every server works, but all the servers I've joined work that way. You know, it's kind of hard to change your class. Wait, actually, are you able to change? No, yeah, you can't change your classes mid-game, which makes it kind of hard to just keep going with the matches if you're like me and you're constantly leveling up. Because, you know, obviously, there's a lot of players on here that could have just clicked unlock all, and that's that. But for me, since I'm going through it legit, if I want to customize my classes, I'd have to back out of the server in between the match and that, like, weird period right at the beginning of the match, customize my class, and then rejoin the server. Which, obviously, if I'm backing out at the end of a match or at the beginning of a match, it can kind of, like, alter the outcome of that match. So, say say, like, if my team ends up being down a player, we can end up losing, or, you know, one thing or another like that. Again, not that it's a huge deal, but it would be kind of nice if maybe they could find a way to implement a way to just kind of, like, customize your classes in-game, just so you don't have that weird disparity where you kind of got to leave your team hanging for a little bit if you want to leave and customize your stuff. I really like how long these matches go on for, too, because I'm pretty sure it said we have, like, a 15-minute time limit, and then the points are obviously up to 250 to win the match, which means that it lasts for a lot longer, because obviously the default 75 in Black Ops 2 is just fine. The matches last for long enough, but it is nice sometimes when you're just trying to get into that grinding mindset, when you just kind of hop into a match and you have a really nice amount of time to just run around, shoot people, shriek out, get your XP, grind out your camos, and you don't have to worry about, you know, that downtime when the match ends. You gotta wait for the next match to start. No, you're just in the matches for a lot longer, so, you know, that is nice. Especially if you get lucky and you get into one of those lobbies where your team is just doing a lot better than the other team, or the players on the other team just aren't as good, so you can really easily get your camos done and stuff. Again, obviously, I never advocate for taking advantage of players that aren't as good as you or that are newer to the game, but at the same time, if you have camos to grind, and also, you know, if they're just newer to the game, I mean, they gotta learn at some point, you know what I mean? Like, we all learn somehow, some way, and there was one point or another where we were all at that bottom echelon of players where we had to learn the game, get good. So again, I don't advocate for sweating or toxicity or anything like that, but I mean, hey man, if the newbies gotta learn, the newbies gotta learn. If you have camos to grind, you got camos to grind, you know what I mean? Got my MTAR up to a level 4 so far, so we're making, you know, decent progress. I wish we had double XP tokens or something up here, man. I know this game obviously came out way before the era of double XP tokens. I wasn't introduced to, like, MW19, but still. I mean, that's not technically true. We did have double XP tokens in many of the older Call of Duties. It's just that the way that it was implemented in Modern Warfare 2019 and the games after that, it was much more of, like, a consistent fact of life to where you were always gonna have double XP tokens, whereas in the games before that, there was, like, certain things you had to do in-game, or you had to do things out-of-game, like buying Monster Energy or Mountain Dew or Doritos or something like that. Dog, how did I not even get a hit marker on that? But yeah, at this point, my goal with Black Ops 2 Plutonium is to hit Master Prestige and unlock the Mastery calling card for getting gold and max level on all of the weapons. Now, I will admit my progress will be a little slow on that, just simply due to the fact that Black Ops 6 does come out within like a week of me recording this, so yeah, that's gonna be sucking up all of my time for like the next month at least. Like, I'm gonna be going hard on it. I'm gonna try to see how fast I can hit Master Prestige, how fast I can get the Mastery camos and all that. But once things calm down there, and you know, I get that itch to go back to Black Ops 2, which, let's be honest, probably within even like the first week of Black Ops 6 coming out, I'll still find an excuse to go back to Black Ops 2, just because, like I've said before, man, I never go more than a week without playing this game. Like, no matter how good the most recent Call of Duty is, I just love Black Ops 2. It's one of my favorite games of all time. It's my favorite Call of Duty of all time. I'm definitely gonna see this grind through, because just being able to play on here where there's like no hackers and I'm able to do this at any time of day, because those are like the two main problems with trying to play this game on console nowadays, because as much as I love turning on my 360, my PS3, just to see how active the servers are and getting that original nostalgic experience, it's so nice being able to get on here and not only be able to play whenever I want, because obviously on like 360 and PS3, it depends on how many players are online, and even if there's a decent amount of players online, you know, the connection may not be the greatest, you may not even have enough players to fill up a lobby, and furthermore, there's hackers galore. Not so much on PS3, it seems like sure there's some, but not as much as I've seen on Xbox especially. Granted, if you wait till middle of the day when it seems like more of the Xbox One and Series X players are online, then obviously there's not really a way for them to do any hacks or mods on those consoles. But in terms of the players that are on like all day, all night, the ones you're running into even in the middle of the night that are still playing on their Xbox 360s, yeah, for some reason they're still modding the game and ruining the experience for everyone, and I'll never understand why people do that. It's like, why are you hacking a 12-year-old video game and just ruining the experience for tons of possibly new and younger players that are just simply trying to go back and experience these older Call of Duties that they maybe weren't even alive at the time to experience, but also just for nostalgic boomers like me that are trying to go back and get our nostalgic fix and enjoy the game? Like, why would you ruin that for people? But, you know, it is what it is. Some people are just pathetic, have nothing to do with their lives, and one day when they die, the only thing that'll be worth of note on their tombstone is the fact that they spent every second of their existence hacking decade-plus old video games. I'm glad my life isn't that pathetic. I never advocate for toxicity or toxic speech or being toxic in this way, but I'm sorry, when you mess with one of my favorite video games of all time, yeah, I'm gonna be a little toxic. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, this match is a little rough so far. Like, sure, I'm 26 and 26, my KD's literally a 1.0, so it's like, take it or leave it. It could be worse, but it could also be a lot better. I'm just, it's just not going my way right now. It is also worth considering that if you look at the kill feed, they're using AN-94s, Vector K-10s, and Scorpion Evos, and that's essentially like the holy trinity of OP weapons in Black Ops 2. I mean, you also got ones like the MSMC and all those other ones, of course, but I mean, those are some pretty OP weapons. There we go, getting blazed by the Scorpion Evo. This server has seen a total of 286,000 players. Dude, that is absolutely insane. I didn't realize just how big Plutonium was. Where am I at with the MTAR? Still at a level 4. Let's at least get it to a level 5. Yeah. Oh, wait, we're actually almost at level 15. So if I could hit level 15 really quick, that'd be pretty cool. Maybe I'll switch over to the MP7. You know, the MTAR is great and all, but, you know, we're on a smaller map. Let's see if maybe why am I didn't even click the, what? I think this controller stick is giving out, or maybe it's just, like, really sensitive for some reason, because, yeah, it keeps doing that thing where, like, I'll look around and it'll knife, even if I didn't push it down the whole way. Like, even if I just push on it without pushing on it enough to click, it'll still register as a knife. Let us bask in the MP7 glory. Somebody really just stole my... I mean, hey, it was a wallbang headshot. I can't be mad at that, but he really stole my kill. Bask in the glory of the MP7. Yes, this weapon is so good. Another one of those kind of overpowered weapons, if we're being honest, but it's so... That bot knows how to drop shot. Now, we did already hit level 15, so let's just see if we can get a kill with the 5.7 for good luck. There we go. That's enough for one day, I think. There we go. We got a reflex sight for the MP7. Got a bunch of camos here. I'll just go ahead and slap UK Punk on it. As for the MTAR, do I go with Afterlife? Do I go? Yeah, you know what? I'll slap Comics camo on it. Go ahead and put a reflex on it. Quick draw. Not high enough of a level for primary gunfighter yet, so that seems good. I'll probably... TAC 45, 5.7, we'll go TAC 45, why not? Go ahead and slap Afterlife camo on that, and yeah, you know, I'm cool with that for now. We'll just keep grinding, keep leveling up, keep going for the camos again. It'll take a bit of time. I haven't really been playing too much of this in my free time just because, I mean, yeah, again, I've said this before. I only really play on PC when I'm recording videos just because I prefer to play on console, but I am thinking of later today experimenting and doing that thing I was talking about where I run the 30-foot HDMI from, instead of putting it into my capture card to go to my PC, instead reverse engineering it and having it go from my PC over to my TV setup so that I can sit in my console, plug in a really long USB and just run it over there, and then it'll be like as if I'm playing on console. At some point, I will invest in like a mini PC of some kind that's at least powerful enough to run these older CODs, which, you know, that wouldn't take too much power to do. And then from there, I would never have to leave my nostalgic safe zone. Then I could infinitely just live in the late 2000s / early 2010s with all these old Call of Duties with all these servers and such, and just infinitely grind out the levels and prestiges and all that. But, you know, we'll get there when we get there. Otherwise, yeah, man, still loving Plutonium, still having a great time, and I'm really excited for the grind ahead. But anyway, as always, massive shout out to all the Patrons and channel members that get all of you in the low ball tier, and an even bigger shout out to the big ball tier, Malasking and Big Dad Manny, and the biggest shout out to all in the G tier run events. So much skill. Thank you guys so much. You guys are literal legends. I love you. Have an amazing day. Stay beautiful. I love you all. Peace.